to say, but you already knew I would come searching anyway. So I sailed across the sea to see if you were there waiting for me, but you were not. So I sailed back with a broken heart. I waited till 3 to see if you would come looking for me, but you did not. So I fell asleep with a broken heart.
Recovery Room on WRBA 107.5 FM in Sarasota. Let me tell you something. If you don't have the app yet, go to your app store and type in WRBA Radio. A black and white icon will appear. You can download it for free and listen to us anywhere in the world. And when I say anywhere in the world, we're in 49 different countries in every state of the union. Or better yet, just go to our website, WRBA1075.com. You can listen to us around the globe, man. Hey, listen, we talk about everything prevention. We talk about everything treatment and everything recovery. And God knows, man, we're recovering from so much in this nation, this one nation under sedation that we're living in here. And we try to come up with some solutions. And, you know, as opposed to being part of the problem, we want to be part of the solutions. You know, I just read today that there was a little small town in Ohio where 23 people overdosed within a 24-hour period. And that's some scary stuff, man. That'll kind of open your eyes a little bit. And so, you know, what we want to do is we want to talk about, I mean, what do we do as a community? What do we do as individuals to try to make a difference, to have a positive effect on what has become an overdose epidemic? It used to be a drug epidemic, and now it is currently an overdose epidemic. People are dying at a clip that is unbelievable, man. And you know, it's like a plane going down every day. And God knows if there was a jet liner full of you know, people, 100 and some odd people that are dying every day, we would be up in arms about it, and we'd be trying to get with the FCC, the FAA, or whichever of them Fs they are, to try to make a difference and to find out what's going on with these planes. Well, we got to find out what's going on with these drugs that are filtering into our communities. God knows that we don't have any planes. We don't have any means to make it and get it here, and so it's coming in somehow. Where's our border enforcement? Where's our drug enforcement? There was a big bust just the other day in Philadelphia where they had 200 pounds of cocaine, whatever it was. It had a street value of $1 billion, and somebody was going for the gusto on that one. You know, $1 billion, and you know why? Because there's a huge demand for it. We live in a supply and demand culture. Okay, if there was no demand, there would be no reason for these people to risk everything to get these drugs into our country and into our communities. And because God knows once they're here, boy, they're gonna be sold. They good as gone. You know, so we got to figure this out. We got to figure out, you know, what is the reason that we've become such an addictive society? What is it that people are in such pain about, or just so disillusioned that they would actually take and inject or inhale or smoke or whatever it is, chemicals that are poisonous, that are known to kill you, and especially now with the advent of fentanyl. And then let me run this story down. Probably late 1990s, early 2000s. Pharmaceutical companies, Big Pharma, which we affectionately calls the new cartel, they started getting doctors and taking them on retreats and getaways and conventions, and they were pushing opioids. What happened was they convinced people that it was 1% chance of these painkillers becoming addictive, and so opioids became the drug of choice when it came to pain management. And so for a while, you had these pill mills that were open because the drug became so popular that pill mills opened, and people were making thousands and millions of dollars selling these pills and dispensing these pills. There was an illegal, it was an illegal transactions going on, and so they took the street dope game and made it legal and put it in doctors' offices and pharmacies, and here in Florida, we supplied the whole eastern seaboard with all of the pills that were going. So our pill mills here supplied the whole eastern seaboard. And then what happened was people started getting really addicted, and they came down and they crashed. Hey Don, could you tell Trev that we're on? They came down and they crashed on these pill mills, and then the pills then became more expensive, less available, and then so people then started going on the street to purchase these drugs illicitly. Okay, and then the pills got to be scarce, and of course scarcity brings up the price, and the price went up, and then here comes good old heroin back in style again. Back in style again, and it's never left, but it became back in style again because see, these opioids were just synthetic heroin, and so some people found out that you can take the heroin and get over the sickness. So let's talk about the sickness that's involved, because not only was the pills extremely addictive, they also had the same effect of the same withdrawal effect as doing heroin. And so when you try to say, oh, I'm going to stop using these things, man, the pain is tremendous. The pain is horrendous. The pain is like, like having the flu 16 times over. And so people found out that they can use heroin to get over that pain, and then found out that the heroin was kind of really good, man. It had the same or a different effect than the opioids had. And so and then here comes creeping in the demon itself, the devil itself. The devil had a name, boy. One of his names would be fentanyl. Here comes the devil itself creeping in to our society. Now, fentanyl was designed for battle injuries. If you lose a leg, if you get in a horrendous accident, and you're mangled and maimed, that's what they use fentanyl for. It ended up on the street, and the overdose rate just escalated. And now we're finding that people that were once addicts that did heroin now just prefer fentanyl over the heroin. They would rather have the fentanyl than the heroin, and knowing that it is a complete death sentence. And so here's where we find ourselves now. We find ourselves in a situation where fentanyl, which is very cheap, but 100 times more potent than morphine and heroin, is now the new drug of choice. And guess what? You got people that are out there that are not chemists, they're not pharmacists by any stretch of the imagination, that are now selling this stuff on the street. And they're callous and they're indifferent. They could care less about the lives that they're taking. I'm in my experience, my personal experience, I've seen a person that OD'd 1 week and then came back and OD'd and were survived. They brought him back with Narcan, which is a whole nother conversation we can have. They brought him back with Narcan and then OD'd the next week, not even a whole week, like 5 days later, and died. It's an amazing thing. And every day I talked to him and they said, no, man, I learned my lesson. I learned my lesson well. And the day that it happened, I saw him that morning and I said, hey, man, what's going on? You look like you. I know, man, I'm not. I'm going through some things. I'm feeling some kind of way, come home and find him cold, lifeless, blue, on the floor, man. And it ain't nothing pretty about that. It ain't nothing pretty about seeing somebody that you talked to just that day, lifeless that evening, based on this addiction to this particular drug that is a death sentence. It's not Russian roulette anymore, man. Russian roulette, right? You got a revolver, you got 6 bullets, and you put one in and you spin it, and you got 1 in 5 chance of killing yourself. Well, there's a bullet in every chamber with this film. It's gonna kill you, without a doubt. It's going to kill you. I'm sorry. Let me take a minute. Let me see. Monique, happy birthday, Monique. It's Monique's birthday. I got a message here to wish Monique a happy birthday. Hey, Monique, happy birthday, Monique. Congratulations on another year. Being here, man. And just like me, I know that there's an opportunity that you couldn't have been here. I don't put your business on the street, but we love you, man. Listen. I want everybody, we talked about it yesterday. I want everybody that's out there in the struggling. God knows the struggle is real. I know it up close and personal. If you're still out there in the street, man, I'm praying for you every day, man. Because, right now, what we know for sure is that this thing here, it ain't the choice. The choice now is certainly not stay clean or get high. The choice today is to stay clean or die. And man, and that's a hell of a choice. And some people are still playing that game. Some people are still think that they're invincible. Some people still it won't happen to me, And guess who it's going to happen to? You. It's going to happen to you. So you got to make a decision, man. Because no decision is a decision. No decision is a decision to perish. Somebody asked me yesterday, and I said it. Somebody asked me, "Hey, man, do you think that?" This whole fentanyl thing that people are using fentanyl, do you think that it's suicide? And my answer is yes. My answer was yes. I think it is suicide. I think it's suicide one hit at a time. One hit at a time. And eventually it's going to happen, man. And it's a sad statement, man. We've lost some of our finest people. And because guess what? The devil uses people, and guess what? The devil wants some people off the map because they're warriors. They're people who could be doing great things in the world. Except the devil said, no, I got a different plan for you. I'm going to give you this thing that's going to make you feel like Superman for about 10 minutes, and then you're going to be out there struggling, wanting to get some more. And you're going to do something. You're going to steal from your mama. You're going to take your baby's milk money and pamper and diaper money, and you're gonna go and spend it on this thing. Forget about those dreams that you had of making a difference in the world. You ain't gonna do nothing. We're gonna saddle you. We're gonna strap you. Have this monkey, this gorilla strapped to your back, carrying around, and you wondering, if you're ever going to come out of it. I say yes. I think that if you make a decision to say, hey, listen, I'm done with this. I want to get this monkey off my back. A decision is a decision. See, this brain here, this 6 inches between our ears is the most powerful computer that they've ever met. It controls each and every aspect of our body. And once it decides that it is tired, is sick and tired of being sick and tired, then it can make the decision to stop using. It can make a decision to make the change that is necessary. That Michael Jackson song, I'm starting in the mirror, man in the mirror, make that change. You got to do it, man. Ain't nobody going to do it for you. You can go to treatment. You can go to after treatment. You can do whatever it is you want to do. But until you decide, I know some people that have been locked up 5 years, get out of jail, first thing they do is go and get high. Been thinking about it for 5 years, sitting there every day thinking about I'm gonna get out, man. This is how powerful this thing is, man. It's powerful and it's deadly, but so is our brain, so is our mind. You know, notice psychologist Albert Schwartz was asked, what is the problem with man? Why do we only use 10% of our brain? Why in a world that is full of opportunity for us to accomplish major things, do the majority of the people just become complacent, conform to society? It's because and it was a simple answer. It's because we don't think. And I know that sounds crazy, but that is the answer. It is because we don't think. We have the capacity, but minus this thing right here, we can just be a donkey or a cow. They all have organs. They got hearts. They got livers. They got kidneys, but they don't have this brain. They don't have this capacity to think. Most of us think thinking is analyzing. That's what we do. We sit around and we analyze things and analyze it and analyze it. And then it becomes what they call the paralysis of analysis. We didn't analyze the thing down to the point that nothing got done. Okay. We got to think about solutions. We got to think, and then we have to act. And that's the bottom line. And so we've got to start thinking. And so I've created what I'm calling the 30-day challenge. I want each and every person, especially people that are addicted, I want you guys to take this 30-day challenge. I want this for people that are trying to change their lives in other ways too, because we're addicted to so much stuff. I mean, bad relationships. Man, that's one of the biggest ones. So, man, we'll stay in a bad relationship forever. We'll go, oh, I love you. Oh, I love you so much. And they're killing you, and this life is short, man. We're but vapors here. They'll stress you out till you drink yourself to death or smoke yourself to death or stress yourself to death. He says, so you want to stay in a bad relationship because I love you, boo. Hey, man, sometimes you got to give it up. Sometimes you just got to say enough is enough. The same with everything. The same with overeating, gambling, pornography, man. I know some people that are so addicted to pornography, they can't even leave their room. You see them at 2:00 at night going into ecstasy, getting another video or something. But these days, if you got a good enough cable, you don't even have to leave the house, man. They are on it. They are all over it. So we find ways, and all these things are sedatives. Okay, they're things designed to keep us from achieving our goal. See, we're all given some at birth and prior to birth. We're all given some talent, something that we do that we do better than anybody else on the planet, and the world benefits from our talents. But the majority of the time, we don't get to use them. We find ourselves stuck in a 9-to-5 job. I hear people every day complaining about their job. People exchange their time, which is the most valuable thing, for money and for a little bit of it. It amazes me today that people are still making $10 an hour. You're trading your hours for $10. Now, don't get me wrong. That's if that's what it can get you through. That's great, but I don't know how I can unless you work at 80 hours a week. Which a lot of people are doing. So we just got to figure out how to start exchanging our time for what it is really worth. And it's invaluable. How much is your time worth? I said to somebody the other day, they said, man, I said, well, what do you want to do? Well, I want to be a millionaire. It's like, okay, well, that's nice. Have you done the math? You work at a 7-Eleven, my friend, and there's nothing wrong with that. Don't get me wrong. 7-Eleven is just like McDonald's is a great starting point, but you can't stay stuck there. So just do the math. I can't do it in my head, but it's not so hard. Okay, let's say there's about 3,660 hours in a year, and divide that by 1,000,000 and see how much you got to make an hour to be a millionaire. It's doable. Obviously, it's doable. People are doing it all the time, but you can't work that much. So you gotta come up with some kind of change. You got to come up with some kind of idea, some kind of plan. See, most people don't fit plan to fail. See, they fail to plan. You got to come up with a plan. You can make as much money as you want. That is the law. You can do it, especially in this country. Maybe some other places you can, but in this country you can make as much money as you want, but you got to have a plan. And the same thing goes for addiction. You got to have a plan, man. So let's talk about the 30-day plan. Every day, I want everybody on this plan 30 days. Every day you wake up, and this going I'm a kind of put it together so it works for both people that are trying to change their life to be more successful and to try to change their life to get clean, because they both are goals, right? They're both for some purposes in living, and success in each one of them is the gradual realization of a worthwhile goal or plan. That's what success really is. You got to do it gradually. You didn't get addicted overnight. Okay, sure didn't get broke overnight. Been broke a long time. Somebody was talking to me today about how good the economy is. It's like, man, you got to have that conversation with somebody else, because us poor folks, the economy been the same the whole time. Good. And when people saying the economy is good, it's like, it is. It seems like the same to me. What is the economic indicator for me that is so good? It might be good for them folks up there that's making, millions of dollars. But at any rate, I digress. But the 30-day challenge. You wake up in the morning, when you get that first thought, make that first thought a positive thought. And if it is not, replace that thought with a positive thought immediately. Don't hesitate. When you get that impulse, when you get that first thought, replace it with a positive thought. Okay? And then sit for about 30 minutes if you can, and write down 10 reasons why you should not get high today. Some of them are going to be ridiculous. Some are going to be on the other side. For you guys that are trying to change your lives financially, write down 10 ideas that you could do to change your life. Okay, write them down, because they become real when they're on paper, and then you can see them. And then on the back of that piece of paper that you have, I want you to write these words: seek and ye shall find, ask and it shall be given, knock and the door will be open. Okay. And I want you to take that piece of paper and I want you to put it in your pocket and carry it around with you. And when you're in the course of the day, when the things get tough, I want you to pull that piece of paper out of your pocket and look at it and remind yourself of what it is that you're trying to accomplish. You're trying to either increase your finances or you're trying to not get high that day. Either way, you win. It's a win, man. You got to win. And guess what? One idea can change your whole life. One idea can change it. One decision can change the whole course of your life. Ask what's his name over there in Orlando? Ask Disney. Disney had a bunch of ideas. One of them clicked. And it's clicking. That fool has convinced people to go and stand in 90-degree weather to get on a ride and spend $1,000 to do it. Now that's genius. If you ask me, that's genius. But it was one idea. And he had a whole bunch of it. And guess what? Winston Churchill said this, and this is really about Disney, because Disney failed a whole bunch. But Winston Churchill said courage, which is what we got to have when we try to do anything. We got to have courage. Winston Churchill said that courage is the ability to fail over and over and over and not lose enthusiasm. See, a lot of us just go, oh, well, that's it. I'm tired. Every time I tried, I hit a brick wall. Anytime things get good, I'm expecting the axe to fall. That mentality will keep you poor. That mentality will keep you getting high. You got to be a motivated, enthusiastic type person. You've got to approach this life with some zest and zeal. See, it's beautiful out there, man. You walk down the street right from where we're sitting right there, and there's the bay. That bay is beautiful, man. There's life in there. You walk down the street a little bit. There's this place called the Botanical Gardens, man. They got these big, beautiful plants that you never see anywhere else in the world. This life is beautiful. And then you go down just a little bit more. There's this place. I'm gonna give Primo a shout out. There's this place called Primo's over there. There's an Italian restaurant, man, and they got the best meatballs you ever tasted, man. This life is good, man. This life is good, and it's short, and so you got to enjoy it. You can't spend your time sitting around with your thumb up. Well, Well, you can't spend your time sitting around wasting your time. You know, time is valuable and it's precious and it's short. If you look at the history of the world, if you live to be 100, that's still just a short period of time. That's still just a short period of time. That ain't nothing. That's just a bleep on the radar of the world, of this universe. But guess what? I saw Steve Harvey. Steve Harvey said it today, and I thought it was, and it's just like the snowflakes. Do you know how many billions? There are about 8 billion people on the planet, right? That's a lot of people, man. If you want to know the truth, that's a whole lot of people. But you know that there's no one else like you in those 8 billion people. You are unique. You're a unique child of God. God is just that intricate, just that marvelous, just that amazing that he can make everybody individual. Nobody has your fingerprints. Can you imagine that? There's not another person on this planet who has your fingerprints. That's something, man. That's why they can find you, but that's why you can't commit no crimes. They can find you because you got unique set of fingerprints. That's why they fingerprint you. When you do something wrong, they fingerprint you. Or when you go to get a job that's classified or something, they fingerprint you because they can find you with your fingerprint. Because everything you touch, you leave a fingerprint. But it's also like the snowflakes, man. All you Florida people, y'all don't know nothing about no snow, but us Northerners know about snow. And every snowflake that falls is individual. There's not an exact snowflake that falls. See, this world, man, this world is amazing. And we find ourselves just wandering through it, man. We should be amazed at it every day. I was walking down the street the other day, right? And I looked and I looked down because I'm usually looking up because I'm trying to see where I'm going because I saw somebody on their phone walking a hole one time. It was like, dude, that must have been some kind of important text message. The fool walked right into a hole. Anyway, so I'm looking up, but I looked down and there was this little purple flower that was growing out of a crack in the sidewalk. I don't know about y'all, but that's amazing to me. Hey, Don, are we up? Have we been up the whole time? AV guys had us up the whole time. Hey, listen, I'm sorry. I get on this chain of thought and I forget about the business. Make sure that you go and check us out on YouTube. Just go to YouTube, type in WRBA 1075. A big red W will appear. Click on it, and you'll be able to watch our 2-camera shoot that the AV guy over there has got set up, man, and it's beautiful and it sounds good. And we're going to be transitioning now. We've been doing this Facebook thing now for a little over a year or so, and so we kind of keep it going there, but we're going to be transitioning to YouTube because guess what, people, we can monetize that thing, and and we got to have money. Let's talk about money for a minute. People talk about money like, oh, money is the root of all evil. No. Lack of money is the root of all evil. You know what people do when they ain't got enough money? They will go and hit you upside your head. They'll go and snatch a pocketbook from an old woman. They'll go and rob a store. No, it is the lack of money. You see, money is just about like oxygen. You can't live without it, man. Might as well face it. You can't live without it. So it's not evil by any stretch. And people sometimes call it cold, hard cash. No. It is neither cold nor hard. It is soft and it's warm and it goes with anything. I said, my girl was together. I was saying that we were spending some money. I said, whoa, that green goes with your outfit. That green goes with your outfit just nice. And she said, yeah, sure does. So money is a necessary thing, man. And you gotta have it. And so anyway, YouTube, WRBA 1075, search it. Check it out. It's nice. I can look at me. I can see me over there. Oh, look, and he just changed to the other camera over there. Look at that. Woohoo! We've gone high tech here. When we started this, we just had our phone. We was doing our phone. And which is an amazing thing when you stop and think about it. Our phones these days are as intricate as a computer as they used to have in IBM with big banks of walls of computers with things spinning and humming and carrying on. These days, It's all in our phone. And also, we got a camera on our phone that people that's of quality that people used to spend thousands of dollars getting. I used to have a Canon AV1, man, and all the equipment I had, I spent about $1,000 on it. In this phone here is a camera that's as good as that phone that I used to have, and it's got settings in it. And people don't know it, but you can go on their camera and do some settings and things and make things a little more graphic and make it portrait and all kinds of stuff. I mean, if you got time to do all that, most of the time we just taking selfies and stuff, which is a whole nother subject altogether. A selfie. What the hell is wrong with people? They taking selfies. And but see, now, in theory, that's a good thing because it means that you love yourself, right? And I saw something today, and that's what it says. It says, the goal for us addicts is not getting high. The goal for us addicts is to love each other enough that we don't need to get high. Love ourselves enough that we don't need to get high. And so thank you for bringing up the love word, L-O-V-E. 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 Love. It is a currency. It is the new currency. It is what we need to get through all this madness that we're going through in the world with politics and world religion and all this kind of stuff. All that Christianity, all that Jesus, I said it, all that Jesus talked about was loving your neighbor as you love yourself and loving God. And so if you've got that, then the world is a better place. And the thing about love is the more love you give, the more love you get. And now you're going to say to me, T-Bone, you say some of the same things over and over again. And that's true because it's important until people get it. See, a habit is started that way. A habit is started. You do it one time. You go, well, that was kind of good. Let me try it again. And then you do it the next day. And then you say, oh shit, I don't know. Damn, that was all right. And then you start doing it twice a day because it felt so good in the morning. I think I'm going to do it a little bit in the afternoon. And then you find yourself doing it in the evening. And then over the course of time, you find yourself doing it every time you get a chance. To the point that you get nothing else done. That's how habits start. So that's why I'm talking about the 30-day challenge. Do the same thing. Take the 30 days to change those habits. When you got that impulse, when you got that negative idea, replace it with a positive idea. Replace it with the thought of not getting high. Replace it with a vision. See, vision is good. Dreams are good, man. Dreams are perfect, but they're nothing unless they're backed by actions. Okay, so envision what your life would be if you didn't have that 100-pound, what do you call them, silverback on your back. That big gorilla you carrying around on your back. Envision what your life would be without. Envision waking up in the morning with some money in your pocket. Instead of spending it all, giving every last quarter to the dope boy, and he's out drinking Hennessy while you home trying to figure out and tell a lie what you spent the money on. It's crazy, man. You supporting somebody else's lifestyle with your habits. Don't make no sense. And I ain't, drug dealers, I want to talk to y'all too. See, I understand the economy. I've been there. I used to be a hopeless dope fiend. Now I'm a dopeless hope fiend. I used to be a drug dealer. Now I'm a hope dealer. I know the game and I understand it. But see, there's some legal ways to take that same thing. Because you guys that are successful in that drug game, let me tell you something. You could be in a corporation and be a manager or a CEO or something like that because it's the same thing. You're able to take a product, distribute it, and move it and make enough and make money from doing that. That's the economy we live in. I got something for you. Let me see. See that shirt right there? It says Fitline, right? I got something for you. Same thing. We got a good product too, and it works, and people like it. So get with me. I mean, let's stop killing people. Let's help some people. My boy Zig Ziglar said that you can have everything you want in life if you'll just help enough other people get what they want in life. See, that's the difference, though. See, that whole game is that it's all about me. How much money can I make? How much money can I take No, man, we got to be servants here. We got to be about our business, man. We got to be about taking care of this next generation that's coming up, giving them something. Because I know my idols and my mentors were drug dealers when I was growing up, and that's still the same thing on the street today. Let's give them something else to talk about. Let's give them something else to look up to, look forward to. And basketball players are good and football players are good, but we live in the free enterprise system. There's this thing called entrepreneurialism. We got to teach people. I mean, I know adults that don't even know how to open a bank account. Nobody ever told them. Nobody ever showed them. A checking account. What? I keep my money. All right, I got you, bro. Thank you, big dog. Everybody shout out to big dog. Yeah. All right. Yeah, everybody need a big dog in their life, boy. I tell you what, I got mine, so I'm good. But we gotta teach people. We gotta teach people how to make money. Look at that, Chrissy. She putting up the fit line. If you're on this live feed, go to that link right there. Join PMI. That PM International is the parent company of Fitline, which is a company that we have started. That we are all about the business of showing people how to make money by helping other people. God, it's just like biblical, dude. I mean, really, it's kind of like biblical. Helping, it's not like the crabs. You know what the crabs do, right? The crabs, when the crabs, they find themselves in a crab trap, and one just about climbs up to the top and can get out, another crab will reach up and pull him back down. That's the nature of a lot of people. They don't want to see people do well. Well, I got a different thing for you. We want to see everybody do well. We want you to join our Fitline family. We get together and have barbecues and all kinds of stuff, man. We get together and we're not only earning money, but we're improving our standard of living. We're improving our thinking. We're helping other people improve their thinking, because as a man thinketh, so is he or she. And this is just the bottom line. And so this is our opportunity. This is our opportunity to make a difference in lives. We're starting an entrepreneurial scholarship program for those of you guys who can't afford to start a business. Fitline is not expensive, but it is an investment. And so we're going to have an entrepreneurial scholarship available that we will bring you in and get you into the business and show you how to increase your level of thinking because see, money, we were talking about money. Money is just an indicator of your value. How much is your time worth? On your job, how much is your time worth? If you're making minimum wage, because your job is valued at that. But you can always, on your minimum wage job, make yourself more valuable. Come up with a solution to something. Stay around late and clean up the place. Show some initiative. Don't just go there to get your hour in and then go and get your paycheck and then complain about it at the end of the week. Make yourself more valuable, because that's what money is. It is a matter of shows how much you're worth, how good you are at what you do, and how replaceable you are. See, those people who make a lot of money, they're not easily replaced. They got to be paid. They gotta they can't be let go. So if they ask for more money, guess what? They're gonna get it. Oh, and my producers reminded me to remind you that this is a talk show, and you can tell because I talk a lot. But if there's something that I talk about during the course of this, don't hesitate to call in. Call me on what I'm talking about. Let's debate it. Let's have a great debate. The number is 941-896-6657. That's 941-896-6657. The lines are open. Call in if there's something you want to add to the discussion. If there's something that I said that offended you, tell me about it and correct me. I stand corrected. I'm a human being. I'm just here as a servant. I'm just here trying to do what my calling is, what I've been called to do. This is my little ministry. I get a chance to talk every day about how I see things, how I see life, and how I'd like for others to see it, how I like for the people around me to be. And that's what I get the opportunity to do every day. And you've got it too. Do you know that is a sincere frown? I mean, a forced frown, a forced smile is better than a sincere frown. That smiles are contagious. If you walk in and like, you know, with a bunch of strangers and you walk in smiling, guess what everybody else does? Unless they just really down and out, they smile. Smiles are contagious. Do you know that it is impossible to smile and feel bad? It is chemically impossible. Your body won't let you do it. Smile. So if you're feeling bad, smile. That's a little Angela. Anyway, if you're feeling bad, smile. Guess what a smile also does? It increases your face value. So, you know, we want to see people's lives change. We want to see people smiling. So Chrissy has put up here on this live feed. We also go to our Facebook page called Our Fitline Lifestyle. Just go to Facebook, type in Our Fitline Lifestyle. Our page will come up, and there's a bunch of information. All of our friends and our family that have joined us and that are with us in this business. And it's growing rapidly. And it's easy because, you know, you're helping people. And that's what God wants us to do. God wants us to be servants, serve other people, you know. Stop, you know, when you pray for other people. Every time we turn around, we're praying for ourselves. God heard you the first time. You ain't got to keep praying for the same thing over and over and over again. He heard you. If you're praying for it and you don't get it, it's either not time or it's not for you. See, what I find about prayer is that what you receive is better than what you pray for. And you should have that sense of expectancy. You should expect the prayer to come and be bigger than what you're asking for, because God has it all. He owns it all. All them Rolls Royces you see out there, all the big houses and all that, it belongs to God. It don't belong to us. Because somebody asked Howard Hughes, somebody said, man, I wonder how much money Howard Hughes left behind. And somebody else said, all of it. Same amount you're going to leave behind, all of it. See, so all this stuff belongs to God. But guess, being a child of God, this is your inheritance. There's no reason why you shouldn't have everything that you want. So, which is why I told you on your 30-day challenge, when you write down your goal, and then you write down those ideas and those reasons to write on the back, seek and ye shall find, because God is here to give it to you. He wants you to have life and have it more abundantly. Hey, man, I'm going after mine, you know. I'm going after mine. And see, I've had it and I've lost it. You see, I've been rich and I've been poor, and I can guarantee you rich is better. Rich is better, you know, because I can do things for people, because that's the kind of person I am. You know, yeah, I like to have a good time. I like the finer things in life, but I like to see other people do well. You see, right now we're creating, my friend Justin and I, we talked about it the other day. We got a food truck that we're going to use to go around and feed the homeless. We're going to go around and feed children that you see, that, you know, because this summertime, right? And out on the street these days, these kids that are not in some kind of summer program, they're latchkey kids. They're at home by themselves. They may have got a sandwich left for them, but when the food stamps run out and there's nothing in there, they're hungry. They're hungry. So we're going to make sure that we go out there and we're going to feed them, because that's what we got to do. You know, if it is to be, it's up to me. And you guys, you know, you guys that got extra, you guys that have been blessed, and when you see somebody out there and they're hungry, don't let them be hungry. Feed them. It feels good to help people. So just do it, man. Just do it. If you've been blessed, be a blessing. Okay, if you've been blessed, be a blessing. See, people are praying. They're praying every day for something to happen, something good. They're saying, God, why me? Oh, why me? God, could you help me? God, could you send me a good mate? Could you send me a good job? Could you send me a meal? And if you riding down the street and you got your whole big old sack of them McDonald's burgers, and you ride by somebody hungry, if you don't do nothing else, throw one out the window. Help people that are hungry. Help us. Listen, I want my environment around me to live as well as I live, and that should be the goal for everybody. What is it to ride around in a convertible and looking around at the plight, whatever that word is, around us? It is worth absolutely nothing. Let me see. YouTube invited me to watch before Facebook said you were live. Huh? You guys are on it. That must have been the AV guy. Hey, get AV guy some applause. That boy works hard. Hey, woo. There goes the live feed. Oh man, I talked about I talked about YouTube and Facebook shut me down. Ain't that something? Well, we still got the YouTube feed, guys. I talked about YouTube and Facebook shut me down. Your live video is stopped. There was an error publishing your live video to newsfeed. Please check your connection. My connection is good. I'm hardwired. If you continue to experience this, try to restart in your browser. Yeah, okay. Listen, whatever. We're still on YouTube, guys, so I suggest that you guys switch over to YouTube. Go to YouTube, go to your search button, type in WRBA 1075. A big red button will come up, and you will be able to click on the live feed. And we've got our AV guy over there working hard. He's got this, we would call this a close. he's got me close, and I look this way. Here I am on the close up. Listen, guys, I do this because somebody's got to do it. And I do this because I hope that during the course of this hour that I just spill my guts, that something that I say has an effect on you, and then you then go and you share it with somebody else, because that is the exponential value of it. Each one teach one, each one share their goodness, each one share their mercy, each one share their grace. You know, I mean, and that's what this whole world is all about. You know, you can't have but so many cars. You know, you can't have but so many houses. You can't eat but so many enchiladas. You know, this is about sharing. I just got a text that said Facebook Live is down. And, you know, and that's happening more and more lately. So thank God for, so they're down all over the place. It goes down and everybody goes down. I was up for a while. It just shut down. I got that message at 6:19. At any rate, we still got YouTube going unless they shut us down, because, you know, we're talking good stuff. We're not like that same old news thing that's designed to scare you to death or to make you feel bad. You know, here's the good news. The good news is that this life is good, and if you use your brain and you think hard enough about it, then basically your life will change. You see, your life is a reflection of what you think. Okay, your life is a reflection of how you view life, how you see life. You know, they got that. You remember the whole that big thing they had? It was on television and all that. The Secret. It ain't no secret. It's common knowledge. What we think, we attract. I see it all the time. Have you ever thought about somebody and next thing you know, they calling you? Happens all the time. Have you ever thought about, a meal or something, and somebody says, "Hey, come on over. We're having some fried chicken tonight." It happens all the time. The thing that you think the most is what attracted to you. Hey, listen, I find it with my mission and my ministry of addiction. I talk and I think about addiction all the time, and guess what? It's attracted to me. I got people from on all sides. I got people from organizations, the Salvation Army, and let me name out a few of my favorites. No Longer Silent, the Utopian Oasis, Brandy's Wish. There's so many great organizations out there. Those people are in my life, and there are a bunch of people that need my help. They come to me, they're attracted to me, they're drawn to me, and sometimes it gets taxing, but I have to understand and accept that this is what I've chosen. And so I've got to do the best I can to make a difference in those lives. And at the end of the day, when I lay down and my head hits that pillow, if I've done all that I can do, I go to sleep and I sleep well. And that's just the bottom line. And I wish that for everybody. And it is my wish for everybody to find your purpose, find your passion. A purpose mixed with passion is like jet fuel, man. A purpose mixed with passion is like jet fuel. You can get you can't be stopped. You can't be stopped. You can go 100 miles an hour and not get tired. You can run and not get tired, man, because you got a purpose and it's fueled by passion and you have a direction. It's like I say every day, you know, nobody, the conductor don't get on the train and just start the train up and not pick the right tracks. It has to pick the tracks that he's going on to go in the direction. The pilot doesn't get in the plane and just turn on all the controls and just takes off. No, he's got to go through his checklist and set his coordinates. And if they're going to New York, they don't want to end up in San Francisco. So you got to set your coordinates. I mean, that's just the way it is. And you got to understand just the slightest deviation. Listen, if you're out in the Gulf of Mexico, right? And you've got your coordinates set or you're doing it manually and you're trying to get let's say up to Clearwater, okay? And you adjust that rudder 1/8 of an inch the wrong way, man, you'll end up in Cuba. You know, that thing turn you around and you take this big loop. And next thing you know, you're in Cuba because Cuba's only 90 miles away. You know, you're like, damn, we're in Cuba. So, yeah, man, life is the same way. You've got to set your coordinates, man. And you've got to be the captain of your vessel. This vessel that we've got, this wonderful temple that we've been given that is so intricate, it is so amazing, and it's so awesome. You know, it's puzzling to me. If you ever stop and think about it and look and see how the eyes work, you cross-eyed it and don't know it. One eye is looking that way and the other eye is looking the other way, and they converge and give you sight. It's an amazing thing. It's an amazing thing. You cover one eye, you sure see a different thing, don't you? You know how the heart pumps through the lungs and oxygenates the blood so that it gives fuel to the body. This thing is well thought out. The evolutionists think that we crawled out of the ocean and evolved this thing into this wonderful, masterful thing that it is. As I always say, without this thing between our ears, this gray matter between our ears, we could be a donkey, we could be a cow, a pig. This brain is an amazing, wonderful thing, and we use about 10% of it. Imagine what you can do if you used about 15% of it. What's up? Imagine what you can do if you use about 15%, 20% of it. Man, you could rule the world. You could rule the world, you know. And we need somebody ruling this world that has everybody else's interest at heart. All these people we got out here running, they've got their own self-interest. I want to be large. I want to be in charge. No, you want to help the people. That's what you're hired to do, you know. So the brain, man, here's a story for you about a story about perseverance. I'm gonna kind of end the night up with a story about perseverance. There's this story called 6 Inches from Gold. Boy came out. This is back in the you guys young people don't know nothing about when there was a gold rush. There was a gold rush back in the day, right? And everybody was running out to California to seek their fortune, to mine for gold. You had this cat, man. He went out there. He sold everything he had. Went out there and he brought the equipment that he needed, and he started mining for gold. And he did good, man. He did enough to pay off his loans and his debt. He brought a nice house, big house, and some nice cars and all that. And so, but then. That his vein of gold ran out, and he has established this lifestyle of this opulent lifestyle, and then the money got low, and he had to say that he went in the reverse. He had to sell everything that he had to live, and then when the vein ran out, he gave up. He threw his hands up and gave up, sold all of his equipment, went back north, went back east, got a job. The person who brought his equipment and his land started digging again, started excavating, and 6 inches from where he gave up, 6 inches from where the dude threw his hands up, they found the biggest vein of gold ever found in California. That guy went on and he was the richest dude in the whole gold rush. The guy before him gave up just 6 inches from where he would have gotten the richest vein. See, this is what we do as people. You know, we set out to do something, you know, and it gets tough, and the going gets tough, and then we just throw our hands up and we give up. You can't give up, man. You can't give up. You got to keep striving. You only got one life to live and one life to give. And you got to find your purpose. You got to find your passion. You got to find that thing that you'll do for free that you can make some money doing. And when you find out you can make some money doing it, you got to come up with some ideas that you can make more money doing it, you know, so that you can feed your family, so that you can leave a legacy. My friend Ronnie has this saying, he says that, you know, you can bury the man, but continue to plan. That's what a legacy is. A legacy is something that you leave for your kids and your grandkids and their kids and their grandkids. You know, the Vanderbilts and the Rockefellers and the DuPonts and all those people, the Kennedys. Those people are living on money that was made years ago. They still have some of that money. They've left a legacy. They can walk in and use their name and say, hey, I am a Kennedy. And the doors swing wide open for them because their predecessors, their ancestors did great things, left a great legacy. And that's what we have to do. We got no time for foolishness. We got no time for foolishness. We got to take these moments and we got to make them count. Let's not spend so much time counting the moments. Let's take some time to make those moments count. Let's use this brain that we got for something other than watching Survivor or Empire. That was a direct hit at Don. He's a big Empire fan. You know, let's use this time. You know, we only got but so many hours in a day. You know, let's use them to figure out how we better our lives. Them folks is making all kinds of money on them shows. I don't even know how Survivor's still on. It was the first reality show, and it ain't no reality involved. Ain't nothing real about it. I was just on the shoot. They shoot a reality show here in town. And all you guys that are out there listening, I love you guys. Don't get me wrong, but I got to just say it. There's very little reality involved. You know, it's scripted. Now, there's some reality that happens as a result of the script, and that's why it's called a reality show. But it is cool. I was on it. I mean, it was at a really nice place, and they treated us really nice, and you know, my man G-Man got to do a cameo on the show, which will be in, but it was a reality show. People spending their time sitting around watching television and eating eclairs and getting fat and out of shape. Listen, you can have everything you want in life if you'll just help enough other people get what they want in life. But you got to get up off of your duff. You got to get up out of your seat. You got to make sure that you go out and you do something that changes your life, that makes your life count. And then you can share that and you can duplicate that with other people. My girl, Chrissy, I'm so proud of her. She has been working her hiney off. And you know, we don't want our girls to work their heinies off because we like them heinies. But putting together a plan that is so outrageously fantastic, spending hours upon hours. And see, this is how you become successful. You put your head down, you focus, and you do what you got to do. And then, because we live in a world where you reap what you sow, it's cause and effect, action, reaction. You put out what you put out, you get back. She's going to be very successful. And I'm saying this right now today. Today is what? June 20th? June 20th. I'm putting it out there. And within 6 months, she's going to be living a totally different lifestyle with new friends and new finances. And that's what this is all about. Because see, we say it every day, right? And we're going to say it again today. It is not your aptitude. It's not how smart you are. that determines your altitude, that determines where you end up, where you land, your heights or your depths. It is your attitude. And so we encourage you guys every day to have an attitude of enthusiasm, have an attitude of love, have an attitude of kindness, have an attitude of grace, have an attitude of things that are good. You know, if it is good, think on those things, because those other things just lead you nowhere. If nobody's told you that they love you today, let me be the first. This is the Recovery Room on WRBA signing out, and so it is. God bless.
You sailed away and left me with nothing to say. But you already knew I would come searching anyway. So I sailed across the sea to see if you were there waiting for me, but you were not. So I sailed back with a broken heart. I waited till 3 to see if you would come looking for me, but you did not. So I fell asleep with a broken heart.